All right, ladies and gentlemen. So a few days ago, I did a poll, and I was just kind of curious because I've seen over the past few months people say that they don't like power creep, but I also see if it's not an absolutely ball-breaking, most best character in the entire game, people are gonna skip. Like obviously I know that there's two sides to literally every coin, but I just kind of wanted to get the general preference of what a lot of people want, and I was just kind of curious. So do you want meta characters, or do you want more skillful base characters, or just not as fast of power creep? Let me know down below in the comments, because obviously maybe some people didn't see the poll or the community poll, and I'm just kind of curious. But in my opinion, I think that I would like power creep, especially because considering they're adding the limit breaker quest, so you need a stronger character, considering they kind of buff it, even though it's kind of the reason why they're doing the limit breaker quest. And then they drop powerful characters, so that way you had to summon for those powerful characters in order to beat the limit breaker quest. But still, and then there's very hard guild quests going into nightmare guild quests now, and I believe there was even a leak like the first day of nightmare that once they beat it, a PlayStation player saw an even harder guild quest mode. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what I heard on Aaron's stream. They saw it, and then I'm kind of hoping that they're working on super inheritance trials or something. Maybe they'll call it an ultimate inheritance trials, so that way we can get T30 into the game potentially, or something. Or maybe they'll just add that final thing, and then you get like 100 super potions a run instead of like the 30 to 50 that we're getting right now. But that's just kind of my take on it. Kind of curious, but yeah, let's go through some of them and let's just see how it goes. So we got random here. I don't mind the power creep as long as the content keeps up. For example, this new Kangdu, he's looking to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest in the game. With not enough hard content for him to shine, it's not fun one-shotting everything you touch. You'll eventually have nothing to work / grind towards. I mean, kinda, but there's also like you can T20 your entire box, you can max out your entire box. There's still something to do, but yeah, I get it. Like, because once you max out your like best characters, I think that's when most players are just like, all right, I have nothing else to do. Literally nothing to do now. So, it's just different goals, I guess. Red Fang just doesn't care about Swimsuit Yama. Sosuke Aizen, to be honest, BBS doesn't require much skill at all, because you want to clear the quest as fast as possible without taking damage, but the only problem is that if Caleb just keeps spamming the game with OP characters, but then you don't really appreciate the value a certain OP character, because they get replaced by another OP character. They should balance of some sort. Yeah, I think they just need to add more content more consistently. But it's like, the problem is if they don't make a broken character, nobody summons. Nobody summons. Like, I don't know how to say it really, but like, Rukia is a very broken character. She's a very good character outside of GQ. That one GQ. There are people that don't even know that this Rukia exists. Simply because they don't know that her rampage ability exists, because nobody uses her, just because of her SA2 being a melee attack. Obviously it has longer cooldown and whatnot, but it's mainly just because of the SA2. But she's an amazing character, but it's like, because she's not the best character in the game, nobody wants her, like outside of like Rukia fans, same thing with Anniversary Ichigo. He's a very good character, but people dog on him because he's not the most broken, absolutely most destructive thing in the entire game. Even though he can literally do everything just fine, except for like Nightmare GQ. I think that's like his one downside. But that's just how I see it. Right now we need another epic inheritance trials. Gives you at least 50 super pots, and you need Kangdu, Yuha, Ichigo level of power to clear it. That's kind of what I think that they're going to be building out to. Maybe they're dropping the characters first, and then they give you the content. But I feel like I guess this is kind of how other games do it that I played. They drop the very hard content, and then they eventually drop the characters or the ability that allows you to clear it faster. Like, it was super difficult then, and then they allow you to beat it over time. It kind of depends how you prefer it. I don't know. I kind of like just having the broken character and then going into it, so that way I don't just like not play it for months on a time because I just can't beat it, and I'm not trying to like bash my head against the wall trying to beat it, Fuego, I'm more so conflicted. I like having OP meta units, but I wish they would have more time to reign, honestly. If not, then they might as well just make a crazy OP unit like with Frenzy Plus and Speedrunner Hana, for example. She actually reigned as the queen of the speed attribute for quite a long time with units like Macy and Okiora. That was a good time period for those that had her. But imagine a new unit comes out, you get him, and the next month another unit surpassing it comes in. I've heard this is like Legends. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that this is kind of like Legends PvP. Could be wrong. So it's good to a certain extent. As for the game, I think it's, if units are one-shotting rooms, they can always add new events, modes, and up the difficulty, or get more beneficial units, like some farmers that are on par with Senju and Tensa. I think the more broken thing is that that's the point of Limit Breaker, so that way you're going to need different characters, and eventually we're going to have so many broken characters in each attribute and each killer that it's like, okay, you can kind of just pick whoever at this point. But right now, it's like kind of rough. Like the most recent one, it was like you had to use like Bruno or Rangaku. Like they were still very good, but it was still like, you know, like if you don't have these two characters, you're kind of out of luck for clearing with them, you know. And then like slot 2, this one, it was like you had to have Krogi basically or Rukia. Other than that, it was like have fun, I guess, you know. Damn BBS, I like the power creep. I just wish it was done more sparingly, like a few times, 3 to 4 times a year, every 3 to 4 months. I just feel like the units feel very similar nowadays, and the only thing keeping me from leaving is my guild and a few Sternriders I want to see remakes for. I mean, they kind of do only drop like absolutely broken characters 3 to 4 times a month, but it's just that each banner drops like 2 broken characters out of those 3 to 4. So like, for example, I mean, I guess it was probably like 5 last year because of the Quincy Ichigo Tensa. But we had Quincy Ichigo Tensa, and then we had like a bunch of filler. And then we got to April with, what's his name? The Bruno, Macy, and then Balgo. Balgo was very broken at the time, but I think that he's kind of falling off, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And then we had Anniversary, which was 8th Anniversary Ichigo in white. And then after that, it was Kogi. And I think that's like the only absolutely broken one. Bambietta is definitely not lasting as long as I would have liked her to be honest. And then after that, also I forgot Unohana, obviously. And then it was going to like, it would have been Rukia, but her SA2 just kind of holds her back, even though she is still very broken, but you know what I mean? So I guess it's not 3 to 4, it's more like 5 or 6, but yeah, I kind of see it, I guess. Sleepy Hollow, I don't care if a character has Frenzy +4 and is shit, as long as it's a cool looking character and their strong attacks aren't bad. I don't mind if the character isn't meta. I mean, if they have really good strong attacks, they're probably going to be meta, to be honest, but I see what they mean. Okay, whatever. I think power creep is good now that we have very hard GQ and the Transcendence quest, but at the same time, I think we need to cool down on broken PvE units and focus more on filling niches, like finally getting a good Super Link farmer for the power attribute. Yeah, but this is going to be power creep. This will be absolute power creep, because once we get this character, they're going to be better than Senjumaru, I have to imagine. So I don't think some people are going to like that if they don't like power creep. But yeah, and then like some of the GQs need desperate help. They definitely need desperate help. I get what they mean there. Leroy, what people fail to realize is that Caleb will always make meta units because that's what makes the game alive, because there's always the biggest batch of OP characters to summon for. That's mainly how they make their money, essentially, yeah. The problem is they're not spreading the OP units and all the attributes. They do this like in every game. I'll just say this for Grand Cross. I played it for a while. They would keep one meta very sparing. So like for a while, demons were pretty good, and then demons just didn't get a good unit for like 2 years, and then they just started spamming demons because they wanted to like make it the best attribute in the entire game. And now they've kind of slowed down on it, and now they're going for humans, I've seen, or they were going for unknowns for a while. That's just kind of how a lot of games go, I've seen, because they work in months ahead of schedule. But I think they definitely should focus on releasing, especially in BBS. It's so much simpler because you're not like working on a full team basis. You're going like an entire surrounding, or like you're going for like one like color basically. You're not, you know, working like this unit synergizes with this unit because of their certain passive. It's like, you know, it's just attribute based essentially. So it's definitely easier in BBS. So they definitely should be like spreading them out a bit more, because like Technique had like realistically 2 SS tier characters in all of 2023, which is Quincy Ichigo and the Ichibei. Other than that, like Bambietta, yeah, sure, but like I don't like using her outside of GQ. Evan, the game is meant for fun. If you want to play with worse units, you can. That option is there. But to the people who don't have the OP units is the best. It's better to have the OP units because either way, both sides can be happy, unlike if they weren't in the game. That's kind of a good take on it because, like, if you just get your favorite character, you should be happy if you don't like the meta, you know? And people who do like meta, they can go for the OP units, you know? I like OP units. I just wish there was less of them or more free orb sources in a month. I've been playing mobile games a long time, and I think that orbs are probably the most aggressively priced in-game currency I've ever seen. Over $100. Yeah, 100%. I've seen Dokkan also have terrible prices. I don't know what it is with these eight-year-old games, but all of their packs suck. At least they have discounts though, discount packs. Most games would charge a third of that and then some. Didn't take 8 years to put in a pity system. Dokkan is going on 9 years without a pity system, except in some horrendous banner format. I think the bigger issue is locking utility units like the Valentine's Day Mashiro behind a stinker of an end of month banner. Like I groaned, I read about the drop. It's actually leveraging the game's toxic fanbase to trick players into wailing on that banner so they can play in +10 super link rooms and not get kicked because their Momo from like 3 years ago doesn't hold up. I have not seen a single +10 super link slot room. There's like maybe 2 people that do that. I don't think anybody actually does that. Like I just ask for potion characters to join me and I'll carry you. That's how I do it. Like yeah, you need a potion character to join me, but there are so many potion characters in this game. It's crazy. I really think that link slot potion and soul trait should have been part of the resurrections for the original run of link slot. Okay, he's just going out of link slot 10. I get it. I do wish that resurrection characters could get it, because one of them recently got the Ichigo had like crystal EXP rule drop or something. So it's like, why not just, you know, give that to newer characters that resurrect? It'd be kind of nice. I just want my favorite characters to be fun and playable and usable in all content. I agree. That would be really, really nice. Obviously, it won't be in all content because, you know, they have like the melee and the ranged and whatnot. But outside of like GQ mainly, you should be able to use your character realistically anywhere. I prefer minimal power creep, but they keep adding characters that are way too cracked, and then it doesn't feel worth it to summon on less powerful characters. I mean, true, but it's like you can just play with your favorite characters outside of IT. You know, you can just play an IZ, and then basically any character feels broken. I agree with Froggy right here. I'm not going to lie. The content kind of needs to be increased in terms of like IT, and mainly in my opinion. I think IT needs to be a bit better or a bit harder. You know, like what I was suggesting is maybe they drop it where it's you play either one time a week or one time a day, and you get an Omega drop. Like maybe you get like 1,000 super link slot potions if you clear it a week. You know, and it's like really hard. You know, maybe you can't pierce Iron Skin. Maybe you can only inflict status helmets. I don't know, because then it would go back to the days where like it would take like 2 to 3 strong attacks to kill like a little group of enemies. I don't know. Just something to like switch it up a little bit instead of just Senjumaru one-shotting the entire field. Like I know some people don't like that because I saw this is where it started, by the way. It was a Senjumaru stream. I streamed for when Senjumaru dropped, and people were like, "Wow, this is just too broken. She literally one-shots everything in the game at 1 out of 5." You know, so. Power game and in a game is not bad as long as the content and gameplay also increase. If they make stronger units, bring in a harder quest. Exactly, that's kind of what I see. But they've been doing that. They've been doing that with Limit Breaker and GQ. They just need to add other harder quests. Like maybe they should increase point events. You know, make them harder. Maybe give them Iron Skin, and then you get like way more rewards if you have to manually play it. You know, something. I don't know. They could definitely do something. This is because they weren't a part of the struggle when you had to use 10 out of 10 units with no frenzy and only 5 times runs. So be grateful we have these new functions. I'm glad because we were in the 8 to 9 year BBS. Yeah, like another thing, a lot of games you don't have to farm hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of runs to max out your box, you know, or to max out a character. Like it takes so many runs of epic raids to clear out the shop. It takes so many runs to max out your familiars or max out your characters and whatnot. You have to do a lot of farming, so doing like 3 to 4 minute runs or 2 to 3 minute runs is kind of annoying manually playing it every single time, especially with like a really bad character. Like if you just miss play and whatnot, sure, or you have a 1 out of 5 character, but if you have a max chance in a character, you should theoretically breeze through content that you had to farm endlessly, you know? That's how I see. I don't know. The 5th anniversary characters will not easily conclude most of the content of the game. We need much harder content. I was hoping very hard guild quests would be impossible to clear for the next 2 years. Impossible would be insane. Impossible would be insane. Maybe like max transcended characters nowadays. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking it would be. But no, you can literally clear it with a 1-5 Quiggy in very hard GQ. I don't know about Nightmare, but I know very hard GQ you can definitely clear with a 1 out of 5 Quiggy, which is insane. Solo, by the way, just solo, which is ludicrous. Yeah, they just like the gameplay. I'm not gonna lie, I understand those that dislike the power creep. Units you have 4 out of 5 are maxed are quote-unquote bad in comparison to someone who comes guard break plus hit and enemies. It's annoying, but as long as every unit is power creeping relatively, it shouldn't be too bad, since every unit that comes out is as good as another unit. So as long as they keep it locked, I don't mind. But as of right now, I don't have that many of the latest units. Fair enough, I think. Like, I don't know, the older units, like, I think they have a more unique gameplay style, but that's just like Caleb, like, testing strong attacks kits and whatnot until they found, you know, the 6th anniversary Eisen kit. And then it's like, okay, we're going to drop one of these, and then they're going to be the best unit in the game. People are going to spend money, and then we rinse and repeat every few months. I like meta units that can solo Nightmare GQ, but I'd also love new difficulty level and maps in IZ and IT. I haven't farmed potions in 2 years, bored of the same map, just sticking to autoing Pwn event. How do you have potions then if you haven't done any of this in 2 years? That's crazy. Maybe he just hella farmed, I don't know. But yeah, new IZ maps, new IT, or like how I said, maybe they make point event harder where you actually have to play. Like it's that one where you get the 500,000 points. Like some of my units can't farm or can't auto that. Like I've had my 6th anniversary Eisen actually die to that, which was like, wait, what? So like maybe they give it like Pierce Iron Skin or something. I don't know. So that way you just can't like auto it consistently. Would be kind of cool, especially if they increase the rewards and whatnot. Like maybe instead of the 100, like 20 to 180,000 points you get per run, or times 12 run or whatever it is, maybe you get like 400,000 times 12 run, but you have to like manually play it. I don't know, it would be kind of cool. I don't want every new unit that came out to be broken, but I don't mind when they do drop a broken unit. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, they kind of are doing that. We had the normal attack damage Toshiro. They're definitely not making every single unit broken. They should make more powerful characters, but more gradually than they're doing now. The perfect example is Thousand and Butter Unohana. After all this time, she's still the best B character now. Might be dethroned by King Do. I think for the most hype characters, they should make them OP and not power creep them for like at least 5 months. There should be characters that are similar but not massively better, and they should rotate between the attribute and affiliations too. That way is the best way, in my opinion. Yeah, essentially. I do like that some characters just last for quite a while as the best character, so that way it's not like feeling like you have to summon for every single banner. Like realistically, it should be like every like 3 to 4 months that you have to summon. Like, but like to be honest, you don't have to summon every 3 to 4 months. Like you really don't have to. But I get what he means. I get where these people are coming from, but also these insane broken characters are all mostly from Thousand or Blood War. I want them to be broken, especially the Quincy's, who waited a long time for them. Don't want them to get the same shitty treatments as Byakuya and Easy Not. I want to have fun in co-op. Carrying so powerful characters are more fun. But one thing I agree with is Brave Battle meta. It's sometimes a little toxic. Yeah, like the only thing that Brave Battle has done is just like make a new counter to the best character and then introduce some new annoying invincibility meta, which I might do a video of my favorite meta in Brave Battles, even though I only have been playing for like 2.5 years, but still, kind of want to do that. I like power creep in this game, and particularly the game would get so stale without new OP characters. That's fair. Like just using the exact same character over and over and over is just like, you know. Jesus, I don't give a f about meta. Just a character from the show I like. Caleb should just let us change the skills on units and turn the bonus abilities into pure stat buffs. It will solely be based on kits instead of what they have, which I would prefer. So I think they're saying that they want to be able to like give characters like frenzy and stuff or something. I don't know about that. I think quality of life skills like Havoc, Guard Break, maybe long reach for nag characters and stuff. That would be really nice. I don't know about all their abilities. Like imagine giving an SP 80 on like 8th anniversary Ichigo or something would be kind of crazy. Power creep with no real content is my issue. This is essentially like what it comes down to. Power creep, but no real content. So like obviously there's a lot. Let me look for like a big one. Okay. Oh, here we go. Rose White. This is how you make money from the game, bro. What the F are they thinking? Caleb just wants to make money, so they create some meta or best character that can be used for getting orbs, such an epic raid or guild quest, and you can carry some people who don't have the unit with those powerful characters. The point is, don't be greedy to summoning on a useless banner until the banner can give you some value. This game is simple, summoning on characters that can make you easier to clear a quest or get some orbs. And for new players, never use your orbs to buy the tickets to reach like 200 millions of point events. Not worth it all. Okay. Use your brain and luck if you have the luck on a banner to get... Okay, they just go into a tangent. What are the replies? Okay, just bullying. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, basically, they do it so that they can get money. Because the main thing is if they don't drop a broken character or just like someone's favorite character, they don't summon for it. Also, this is 100% true. Power creep is in every single gacha game ever. 1,000,000%. Like, I don't think there's a single game that doesn't have power creep. But yeah, what I would like is more content in the game that's a bit harder, but is actually rewarding. Like, some of the things that the Caleb has added, like the limit breaker quest. Like, sure, transcendence points is cool and all, but like, can we get like potions and whatnot for clearing it? Like, maybe we do it more than once. Can we get potions? The friend, the what is it? I forgot what it's called. This one, this new game mode that I haven't played since day one. Like, can we get like an increase in it? The Path of Friendship. Like, I have not touched it at all. Ever since like day one, I haven't touched it. I won't. It's just like, who cares? Maybe make enriched droplet trials. You know, increase the enriched droplet trials. Increase gold. Like, make IZ really good when it's... Make this base at like ×3 potions. But up the difficulty, you know, like add a whole new thing. So it's extreme right now. Make it like ultimate IZ. And then you can get like 150 potions a run or something. I don't know. Would be kind of cool. And would be very nice because then it would lower the amount of stamina you waste, but you still get more potions over time, you know? You just can't like auto it. But yeah, that is going to be the video. Let me know down below your take on the meta or, you know, the power creep in the game. Kind of curious what you guys think. And either way, take care and hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day.